bioelectricity. Wow. Gotta be honest, little jealous.
Hey, look, I got nothing on the OG. Think we should run tests tomorrow? A little voltage analysis?
Oh, man. Yeah, sorry. I've been meaning to tell you, I'm not gonna be around for the next few weeks.
Is some kind of pee joke I don't get?
No. MJ's headed overseas for the Bugle and requested me as her photographer. Kind of a working vacation for us.
Oh, man. Look, I don't know if I'm ready to fly solo. I screwed up today big time with the helicopter.
But then you delivered big time. You saved my bacon, Miles.
I got lucky.
Hey, I did this gig for 8 years without backup, and you better believe I screwed up lots of times. But that is how you learn.
What's this?
Christmas present. But first, you gotta take the oath.
Oh. Okay.
I promise to do everything in my power to protect this city.
I promise.
That's it?
That oath a real thing.
Totally. Definitely didn't just make it up. See you in a few weeks, Spider-Man. New York's only Spider-Man.
I'm New York's only Spider-Man. Look, I don't know if I'm ready to fly solo.
You gotta take the oath. I promise to do everything in my power to protect this city.
I promise.
Whoa.
Qué guapo.
Gracias, mami.
Guys, I wanted to thank you. Both of you.
You need to lay low. Don't trust anybody, and don't take off that mask.
This message is for Roxxon. The underground will stop it.
They need you. Miles, what's the underground doing?
They're after new form. Tinkerer, stop!
Gotta say, I'm disappointed, bud.
Krieger.
You think you can beat the Tinker? Roxxon, you can't.
Every time I think I got this Spider-Man thing figured out, something goes wrong.
Miles, our family doesn't give up.
Whenever you say Spider-Man, you always mean the other one. You're Spider-Man. You can fix this. Your way.
This is my time. I'm seizing the moment cause I gotta go for the time's gone. Ain't scared of the dark cause I'm bringing the light with a nice dawn. I shine on. I see it coming, I don't need a sign. This the moment, I'ma make it mine. This is my time. My time now. My time.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my new Spider-Man Miles Morales trailer video. Obviously, this week is crazy because they're shipping out Xbox Series X's and PS5s. Hopefully, you guys were able to snatch a pre-order. But in honor of the big event, I am giving away copies of this game. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite Spider-Man video game on the video. I have had a chance to play the game a little bit, so in addition to talking about the trailer footage and what's going on during the game itself, I will do a bit of a non-spoilery review. Also explain what's going on with Bodega Cat here that's wearing the Spider-Man mask. But it is every bit as solid as Spider-Man PS4, but this isn't meant to be the full Spider-Man PS5 launch game. This is sort of like a side adventure, as that clip at the beginning sort of tells you. There's a very important reason why Peter, main Spider-Man, is not in New York City during the events of Spider-Man Miles Morales. When everyone saw that in the earlier footage, there were all kinds of theories. Oh, maybe he's actually not here because he's over in San Francisco in the Marvel Avengers game. A version of Spider-Man is going to show up during that game, but it's obviously not this Spider-Man PS4 version of the character. As he says, he's going to Europe to help Mary Jane with an assignment. So hopefully that explains where this fits in the timeline after the events of Spider-Man PS4. A little bit of time has gone by. It's the holidays now. They're obviously releasing it in real life during the holiday period, but it really just takes place over the holidays itself. So Peter comes back at the end of that, and then that's when the events of Spider-Man PS5, the full version of Spider-Man PS5, will take place once they eventually release that game. And then obviously, because this is a Miles Morales game, you have a bunch of different versions of the suit and a bunch of Spider-Verse Easter eggs. So if you're a big fan of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, one of the best Spider-Man movies of all time, not just a good animated movie, you do have a chance to get that suit from the movie, the Spider-Verse movie, at the beginning when you first buy the game. Most of the way the game works, the mechanics, the button layout is very similar, if not exactly the same as Spider-Man PS4. So if you've been playing Spider-Man PS4 for the past couple of years since that game came out, then it'll be a pretty seamless transition for you. But they were also able to improve on some of the things from Spider-Man PS4. So one of those is the side missions themselves. So the side missions during Miles Morales are way more fun to do, and they're not so much of a slog as they were during Spider-Man PS4. Miles comes back to Harlem to stay with his mother during the holidays, so that's why most of the game takes place in and around the Harlem area. Also, it's sort of a metaphor for the way Spider-Man PS5 is going to be, sort of like a side adventure inside this neighborhood specific to Miles Morales. They go way deep on his character. There's all kinds of little Easter eggs that you can find, little time capsules that give you details on his own backstory and his life with his family growing up. For the most part, the main antagonists are both Roxxon's corporate interests trying to gentrify the neighborhood, basically the corporation taking over the area, but also the Purples in the Tinker. The Purples, as you would expect, are the people that look purple, working for the Tinker with that special energy. They also show you Aaron Davis, Miles' uncle, for the first time during this, the Prowler. He looks a little bit different from the version in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Everyone's just a little more influenced by technology during the Spider-Man PS4 games. But if you've been seeing a lot of the other outlets give this rave reviews, really top scores, it's well earned. It's a solid game, just like Spider-Man PS4 was. Obviously, it's from the same people, same quality you would expect. So if you're a really big fan of the Miles Morales character, I know everyone wants to see him show up in live action in the MCU. He is actually already a character. Marvel has confirmed that he exists within the world of the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. It's just that when we heard about him in Spider-Man Homecoming for the first time, he was a really little kid. So it was a long ways off from actually ever getting the spider bite and becoming a version of Ultimate Spider-Man. In fact, Donald Glover's character, Aaron Davis, their version of the Prowler in the MCU, at least, or before he becomes the Prowler, actually had a deleted scene where he literally calls him on the phone and talks to him saying his name, Miles.
Excuse me. A human being needs help.
Hate this dude, man. Yeah, sorry, Miles. I'm not gonna make it. Yeah, I'm just stuck.
After Spider-Man Far From Home, one of my favorite theories is that he actually didn't get snapped, so Miles Morales is now 5 years older and just way closer to becoming a version of Spider-Man, but still a little ways off. What would probably happen first is that Marvel would just bring that Easter egg back around and you would see an actual version of Miles that's just a little bit older but hasn't got the spider bite yet, and then they would tease that in some sort of post-credit scene so that they can deal with it either in his own spin-off movie or a future Tom Holland Spider-Man film. We've already heard so much stuff that's going into Spider-Man 3. There's so many rumors about them doing Spider-Verse Easter eggs. I think it's only a matter of time before they eventually get to Miles Morales, but I'm not expecting a ton from him during Spider-Man 3. And for those of you that are asking about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2, the animated movie, Sony is in the middle of making that right now. It's supposed to come out in 2022. There's definitely a lot of Easter eggs for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse during the video game, but one of the other cool things that's happening during this is obviously it's an older version of Miles Morales that's using his powers in a much deeper way than we've seen during the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse movie, because Miles is so much younger during that. So when you're playing the game, you just have to imagine a version of either live-action Miles Morales or Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2 Miles Morales using his abilities this way. The whole deal with the cat that you saw in the earlier trailers is you actually have a chance to rescue it earlier in the game and then later use it as an added pet attack. So if you've ever used pets during your attacks like in MMOs, it's the same type of thing. It's just meant to be a fun added bonus. You don't absolutely have to use it to complete the game. But what'll happen is because I'll be doing a bunch of Marvel videos in the next couple of weeks, is I'll just remind people about the giveaway during the Marvel videos. So that'll be open for a while, no worries. Everyone let me know in the comments what you're most hyped up about, and leave all your video requests on the comments below. I don't have a lot of plans for a bunch of gameplay videos or anything like that, but I will think about it. Sony told us that we're supposed to get some sort of Spider-Man 3 movie teaser before the end of the year. We'll probably get a Venom 2 trailer, probably another Morbius trailer sometime by January. And we have new Marvel WandaVision episodes coming in December, as far as we know. So there's a bunch of big Marvel stuff and a bunch of big Spider-Man stuff happening in the next couple of months, so it's going to be really cool. But I'm also in the middle of doing The Mandalorian Season 2 episodes, so as long as you have alerts enabled for my channel, you should see all those when they post. While you wait for everything, click here for my full Mandalorian Season 2 Episode 2 video, and click here for that brand new Spider-Man 3 Tom Holland clip. Thank you so much for watching. Everyone stay safe. I'll see you guys tonight.